Alright, let's do this shit. Welcome to another episode of Poop. No. Alright, so I was just gonna make a quick video. My buddy KD Karush Darie. He sent me this beat and he's like, yo, fucking do some shit to it. I was like, alright. So, you know, I wanted to kind of quickly just kind of go over my process on like how I would even start something like that, you know. So let me go ahead and hit stop. So yeah, and then I'm not gonna try to like tempo match it or anything to the BPM. I'm just gonna do this shit raw dogging, you know what I'm saying? So since there, you know, the very first thing I would do in something like this, you know, obviously I'm listening to the groove, listen to what kind of fucking genre it's falling under in a sense, you know. And because there's a vocal in it, that's kind of giving me a sense of what, you know, it's already kind of having a key or a melodic, you know, it has a melodic part to it. So it kind of helps me lock in if I want to find what scale this is, and then I can do my own thing over it, you know? So like, let's just quickly do that. Let's dive in. So, and I got my Osmos down here. So, you know, I kind of already figured out ahead of time, obviously, but like, you know, if you just kind of, I mean, if you're just beginning, you know, you're probably gonna be like, is this it? Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? You know? But you kind of just have to find some similar notes, you know? I mean, at least for me, like within 2 notes, I can kind of tell what key it's already gonna be in. And especially if I find half steps. Because in every major scale, at least if you're starting from the fucking beginning, the fundamentals, there's only you know, there's 7 notes in a scale, and there's going to be 2 half steps. It's you know, there's a half step between the 3 and the 4, and the 7, and then back to the octave, you know. So if you don't know what that means, you know, we could talk about it later, you know what I'm saying? Join Metro's Music Academy to learn more about scales. Okay, so anyway. So playing this. So this is a half step, right? So I'm like, okay, if that's the first half step, is that going to be the half step between the 7 and the 8, or the 3 and the 4? You know what I'm saying? And so because this kind of it kind of you know, here's the other half step actually right here. So you got one between F sharp and G, and then C sharp and D. So to me, that would tell me that there's a few different things. So like just playing this is already telling, like I'm identifying this as the 4th mode of a major scale, which is Lydian, because it has a sharp 4. And what that means is like, typically when you're playing, you wouldn't have, you know, 3 whole steps in a row. Right? It has a specific sound when you do that. So that would tell me, because of that sharp 4, that the G is the 4, the A is the 5, and we're technically in D major. So like, so you can get crazy. And this is a cool keyboard because you can bend notes per per note. I can be like, I could raise it up or down just by bending it. And then it has aftertouch, which means if I kind of go, you know, on a normal keyboard, you can only go down so far. Then I can push, and it gives me another, you know, tone or another timbre, you know. And then, you know, if you like to jam around, if you're comfortable on... You know, you could do some cool shit. But that's, you know, now that I know my road, you know, it doesn't matter what your skill level is, but now that I know my road, I at least know what notes I can play and what notes not to play, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not, you know, later on you can fucking add other shit, you know, stuff that doesn't belong, but it needs context. You can't just fucking do it just because, you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah. I could start in D on this, you know, which is the home chord, but I think it sounds better if I start on like B or something. So anyway, yeah, see, I'm just fucking jamming now. Now that I know my road, I could do a lot of different things, you know? So, but if I want to just layer this real quick, you know, let's just make this super quickie dicky. I'll just start somewhere in the middle of it because it's not on any tempo. So let's do like, I'll do what I just did before a little bit. So I'll be like... Let me do that again. I kind of fucked up at the end. And see, that happens, you know? Boom. You know, you can fucking do a layer like that. Stop it. Let's see, let's take it out of fucking input monitoring. And then, you know, if I did this if I made this so that it, you know, fit on the click, it would be easier for me to loop around, you know, but I'm just doing it kind of like manually. And now I can add a new sound, you know. Find something maybe in a different part. So we're in D major, right? And I'm starting on the third. So let's fucking... And what I like to do too is like, you know, some more of the ways that you can kind of spice up your shit is playing like, yeah, you could play a 4-note chord, but you can also just do, play the 1 and the 7 of the chord, you know. See, that already has a sound just because of this intervallic distance, like from here to here, it's a major 7. And then what I'm doing is I'm going down the scale, but I'm keeping the relative distance. So everything is a 7, whether it's a major 7 or a flat 7. Well, technically the C wouldn't be in there, right? So I already kind of fucked up. But if I did like... There we go. So I could do some, let's find something a little cooler real quick. Actually, let's get out of these flutes. Let's go to pads. Of course, this one's gonna work. It's my favorite. So watch, check this out. I'll let this play. And then just be like, and I'm just fucking around. And see, that was just 1s and 7s. Like I was just maintaining the same distance every time. And that just has a sound, you know, and it works. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, but I don't wanna sneeze, baby. You know, so. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this here. I just wanted to show you how quick it was to kind of, you know, find something to lay, you know, you receive something from it. If this didn't have any melodic content to it, you know, something in the kick does, you know, I could probably, I know I said I was going to end this shit, but like if I were to, like warp it and then pitch it down an octave. Like that just sounds crazy, you know? But I could find, you know, I could put some fucking distortion on this and make it sound like a bass guitar or something in that range. And it would give me some more ideas on what kind of shit I could do. Let's see, I like the Cobra Fuzz. Probably not the best example, but alright, let's get this shit out of here. But even leaving it pitched down while it's playing, it's like, that already has a really cool sound. Alright. That's it. Follow me to the moon. No, I was kidding. But I'm on fucking school and shit. Trying to do this shit. Metro's Music Academy. Welcome to your future. And with that, I'm out of here, dude. See you.